Hi, beautiful souls. This is Coach Rachel Lynn back with you for another video today. I hope that each of you are doing fabulously well and having a wonderful start to this new year, 2024. And I'm going to be posting some videos that will be inspiring and kind of give you direction on the road to success in this coming year. So, thank you to all of you subscribers who have already subscribed to the channel and those who have watched my videos and made comments. Thank you guys so much for your interest and for watching. And if you haven't subscribed and are interested in learning more about success, law of attraction, information about driving yourself successful, personal growth, any kind of spiritual realm in relation to mental health, success, and well-being, please make sure that you tune in and subscribe because you don't want to miss the videos that I will have coming in this new year. Today's video is about igniting your spark, and this is based from the material from my book, Drive Yourself Successful, 11 Interstates to Personal Empowerment. And one of the things about the material that I use here is that it uses a neat car analogy to help you understand the points and the concepts that I'm talking about, because it gives a really clear picture in your mind, and that visualization helps to kind of drill those ideas in and help you along your path to make those things, to implement those things into your life. So today's video is on igniting your spark. But let's just talk about the role of spark plugs in an automobile. So, if you have not seen spark plugs before, they're very tiny. They're not very big at all, but they actually control the entire car's functioning. All right. So, spark plugs in an automobile deliver the spark needed to ignite the air fuel mixture, and they are considered the business end of the ignition system. All right, so no spark means no start, no combustion, wasted energy, idle roughness, hard starting, hesitation, and possibly no start at all. So that's how powerful this tiny little spark plug is, the business end of the ignition system. So let's define spark in the context of this video and in the content of my book as contagious enthusiasm, abundant energy, zest for life, fabulous well-being, and excitement about every day. If we defined spark in those words, let me ask you this. Is your spark plugged? All right. So what happens to us a lot of times on the road of life is that we may start out with a lot of enthusiasm and this zest and excitement. And sometimes the things that happen to us in life just really drag us down and cause us to lose that spark. Again, it causes idle roughness, hard starting, no starting, hesitation, procrastination, and we lose that ability to get up and even begin the tasks and the goals that we had set for ourselves. Just kind of fall along the ditch line on the road of life. So, if you are one of those people who feel you have lost your spark, let's go further into this video and kind of give some definitions of what may have caused you to lose your spark, because sometimes we really don't know what it was. It just kind of, fizzled out along the way, and we just gradually kind of lost that. So, let's look at some of the things that may have caused you to lose your spark, as well as we'll wrap it up with some ways to regain that spark. All right, so what we're going to talk about here is going to do a little troubleshooting. All right, so one of the things that may have caused you to lose your spark is too much driving at low speeds or idling for a long time. Okay, what does that mean in real life terms? Okay, that means basically that you lost your acceleration, that you kind of didn't put forth the effort in a timely manner that you needed to accomplish something that you felt was important to you. So you kind of lost your momentum. Okay, so you just kind of idled through life, and that could be idling for days or weeks or months or perhaps even years. And then we eventually get to a point where we think it's too late, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. But if you felt like you're so accustomed to your daily routine that you are stuck in the grind of daily tasks and you don't have the mental or physical energy to put forth the effort to take your life to that next level. Okay? Because I can attest to this. This can be very real when you are, a full-time employee, or you're a parent, you're a spouse, or you have family that you are caring for, potentially, elderly parents or ill family members. You can get easily caught up in the daily grind and it be very draining to your battery, draining to your energy, which causes low acceleration toward the things that you want because you're just basically trying to survive the day. So when we use this word like someday in our vocabulary, well, someday I will get there. There's really not a someday anywhere listed on any sort of calendar, right? It doesn't say, okay, this is the date. You kind of have to set that for yourself. That's about having a vision and getting clear on what you want, but also putting a deadline on that for you so that you don't just continue to idle through life and become more and more disgruntled and hopeless about your achieving your goals. Okay? So you got to develop a specific action plan, even if it is a baby step. Okay. So, whatever that may look like, if you take one small step in the direction, that's progress. All right. We don't have to see the entire picture. We don't have to have it all figured out in our mind right this second. But sometimes just taking one small step in that direction, or putting that date down on your calendar that you know that that's what you're going to strive to work toward, can give you that little bit of boost or a little bit of spark to ignite that engine to get you moving forward. All right. So, one of the things that may have caused you to lose your spark is too much driving at a low speed or just idling for a long period of time. So, what's another thing that may have caused you to lose your spark? All right. Oil leaking into the cylinders. All right. So, what does that mean? All right. What we're going to look at is when oil leaks into the cylinders of your vehicle, it's never a good thing to have happen, especially when the oil causes damage to an area that controls the functioning of the entire car, like your spark plugs, for example. So, too much oil in the unit, leaky valves, bad piston rings, and a faulty head gasket are all potential causes for leaking oil. So let's look at a faulty head gasket. And I just roll with analogies, right? So when I start, I just keep going. So you guys just bear with me. But a faulty head gasket, and we're going to look right here at what are our thoughts and what are we filtering through from the things that other people say and do that we encounter in our lives. I think we all can attest that negativity can flow from many different directions. It can flow from your place of work, your family, your partner, your friends, people that you run into in the community, your neighbors, your acquaintances, the news. All sorts of things are just flooded with negativity. And it's easy to get caught up in the vibration of that negative energy. So that's basically like letting the oil flow into the needed cylinders that are there to give you that boost to accelerate to what you want to do. All right. So sometimes this means letting go of people, places, and things that are contaminating you. All right. Toxic people, toxic environments, toxic relationships, toxic workplaces. All of those things can be contaminating to your well being if you continue to stay in the environment. And I've always heard that you cannot heal in the same place that is making you sick. And I think that's a very powerful statement and also very accurate. So, what are the circumstances or your environmental factors that may be causing you to lose your spark, because energy is contagious. And if you're surrounded by a lot of negative energy, negative people, negative environments, it's going to eventually cause you to start idling. It's going to cause you to accelerate in a slow manner, right? It's going to cause you to lose focus of the direction that you wanted to go because you get so consumed, one, with the negativity, but also going back to the daily grind of just trying to make it through the day. All right, so let's consider water as being a healthy oil, and on the other hand, as not. However, both depend on the context to which they are being referred. So if water is healthy and oil is not, it depends on what context you're looking at that in. So even water can be deadly under certain circumstances. And oil can also be considered a vital substance needed to keep the car running smoothly. So let's look at this. Sometimes even the good things can be detrimental to us, just depending on the context. Also, the oil, which we think is bad if it's leaking into the cylinders and it's causing us to lose our spark, is also on another frame with the picture a very essential component to running smoothly on the road of life. So, a way of looking at this is some of the oil that is leaking into your cylinders kind of happening to get you to make a very much needed change or a move in a new direction? Because sometimes you have to clear that out to get a new perspective. And maybe you're not in the position you think that you're able to make that move. But I'm telling you, life will keep happening. Situations will keep coming that kind of keep reminding you that this is not what you want. This is not serving you to your highest good, and this is not helping you to accelerate. So, looking at what oil may be leaking into your system, how you're filtering that, how it's keeping you from accelerating, and also wondering if those things that are happening that are causing you to lose that spark, if they are guiding you on a new path. And that's super important to look at. And that requires just being still, finding a stillness within you to observe what is going on within you and around you so that you can get some steady, clear picture of what changes that you need to make to move forward, to make sure that your car is operating and running smoothly and that your spark is reignited. So let's also look at another thing that may be happening to cause you to lose your spark. And that might be that the gap is too wide. All right, so there's no doubt about it. Life can throw some curveballs, and I've already mentioned that. Unexpected events, circumstances can present themselves and force us to take detours from our original plan. But when that happens, folks, it's not always a bad thing. It doesn't always mean that those goals and those dreams that you set for yourself are over. But what happens to people is after so much time has passed, let's say you were in your 20s and you wanted to go to college and you wanted to become a doctor or whatever profession that you had in mind that you wanted to do. And let's say life happened. Yeah, sometimes we have families or we take a different route than what's expected, or things happen that are unexpected that cause us to not be able to do those things we originally set out to do. And years go by, right? So it's been 5 years, and then you start to tell yourself, oh, it's been too long. I'm already 30 now. It's too late for me to do this. Okay. Most people go to college, they're straight out of high school, they get their degree, they move on, and by now they're already doing what I want to do. So we do not learn to filter out our own negative, self defeating thoughts and continue to feed ourselves full of bad oil. All right. So, which slows your acceleration and causes you to idle even more. So, do you see how this fits together? So if it's been a while, if it's been years, or we tell ourselves a lot of different things, that we're too old, or it's been too long, or I've lost my capacity to be able to do this. That's just a line of bullcrap. All right. It's not true. But we tell ourselves a lot of things and we believe them and then we hold true to them. And when they don't happen, it just reinforces to us that we were right. When the fact is, we had a false perception about ourselves and our capabilities and a wrong sense of timing in our life to do what we set out to do. So I'm here to tell you it's never too late. Doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your stance in life or where you are. It is the time to look at what is creeping into those cylinders and causing you to lose your spark, because you and only you can regain that sense of zest for life and go the path that you felt was that you were born with, that you were brought here to do, and get that spark back and just put your foot down on the brakes and say, no more. I'm not going to allow this thinking that I've had that's very faulty, or these people, or these circumstances, or these situations that I've come across in my life that delayed me. Again, these are detours. They do not have to be roadblocks, but oftentimes we make these things roadblocks. But putting your foot down on the brake pedal and saying, no more roadblocks, no more negative talk, no more defeating myself, no more just spewing this oil into these cylinders that I'm supposed to be running on to make my life smooth and effective. You put your foot down with that and you start to get a new frame on the picture. You start to inflate your tires. You put some fuel in the right place to get accelerated toward what you want. All right. So what we have to do in that instance is learn how to replace the plugs. If the spark plugs have gone bad, and they sometimes do, they control everything. A single spark plug controls the entire car's functioning, just like a single defeated thought that crosses your mind can control your entire functioning and your direction. So as you listen to this concept, think about what areas have caused your spark to become plugged and the control that you actually do have to replace those faulty plugs and get your spark back. All right. So replace the plugs. All right. If you don't believe that you are capable, if that is not your core belief, if you're not believing that you're capable to make it to your desired destination, or that you have the abilities and capabilities to do it, you're definitely not going to get there. So it starts with a belief. And with that belief, we got to get rid of some beliefs that are holding us back and defeating us. Because really, it is all in your head. It's all in your thoughts. It's all in your thinking. And that, my friends, is something that you have 100% control over, is your thoughts. There may not be a lot of things in life we have control over, what people do, what people say, the experiences, the unexpected detours, but one thing we can control is how we think about it. And how we think about it is what determines whether we lose our spark and pull over beside the road, or we get that thing ignited and start to accelerate no matter what the environment is around us. So I hope that's pretty clear. And I also just want to think about regaining your spark is to think about, when you have your quiet time and you're just kind of pondering, is what are you most drawn to? When you think about that and you're like, that would really be me. That's what I want to do. That's how I want to be. That's how I want to feel. That's the kind of life that I want to lead. Or this is the kind of legacy that I want to leave behind when I leave this world. And when you can get in touch with those things that you feel would be your spark, without having to know every step of the way to make that happen, you just got to figure out, in that sense of stillness, away from the chaos of your everyday routine, of just being still and figuring out if you could wave a magic wand and you could do or be or have or experience anything in life that you feel would be your sole purpose or your passion, what would that be? And once you get clear on that, kicking that doubt, removing that oil and debris from those cylinders, and really replacing it with thoughts that ignite your spark, in taking small steps, like I said, baby steps toward your purpose, I promise you, you will start to accelerate at a much higher speed because success breeds success. One step in the right direction can give you that much needed spark, that much needed boost to take your life to that next level that you know has been lying dormant under the hood, just waiting for you to come to that realization that you can and will make the changes necessary to get moving and accelerating toward the life that you desire and achieving the things that you came here on this planet to achieve. All right, so think about your passion. Look at what's causing your sparks to become plugged. And again, knowing that one little spark can start a big jump in the right direction. It fuels your ignition system, and with that, it can cause a tremendous ripple effect in all other areas of your life. And before you know it, you're driving along really smoothly. You got the windows down. You're listening to your favorite music, and you're like, you know what? I took the wheel. So I hope that this video helped you figure out maybe that there's some things that have caused you to lose your spark, why you lost it, and what you need to do to regain that, because it is not too late. All right, if you like this video, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to hear more videos of this nature. Again, this was material from my book, Drive Yourself Successful, 11 Interstates to Personal Empowerment. So you're going to learn something about cars, and you also get those analogies that I think are going to help you understand and are very clear to implement the needed things on the road of life toward your success. Thank you for watching, and you have a blessed day.